So yeah, I understand where your goal comes from.
My name is Joseph Jole Kizito, or simply Joseph Kizito. Because of my relationship with sports, I've had so many names that sometimes you get lost. So you get people calling me Big Joe, others call me Jolly Joe, others will call me Tiger, others call me Joogo, but ideally Joseph Kizito, simply. I'm a Ugandan. You can tell I come from central Uganda, but I have a home in western Uganda. We grew up in western Uganda. My mother comes from western Uganda. I studied in eastern Uganda, in Soga and Gisu. Then I went to Uganda, southern in Masaka, in Kabwese. So clearly you can see I like to identify myself as a Ugandan. I speak quite a number of languages fairly. Soga, Gisu, the western languages, I speak good Swahili. Then the least I speak is Luganda. So as much as I'm Uganda, I speak it least. So for me that is a very good balance. So I'm a Ugandan in short, and I'm a father of 4. But my biggest identity is the world of sports. As far as I remember, my memory takes me back to the time I was in P2. I was aged 7, and I was studying in a school called the Nabionga Primary School. That's in Mbale district. And it so happened that I was still staying with my grandfather. My grandfather passed away, and we had to shift, leave Mbale, and now go to Fort Portal. And in Fort Portal, I think that's where I began to get direction. I left. Then when I went to O-level, Soccer College Mwiri. Mwiri had sports, yes, but it was so much bent towards cricket. We had football. Remember, you're a small boy here, you can't do much. But they had a lot of leaning to cricket. So I played a bit of cricket. But then we kept playing interclass and everything. But I didn't feel the sports that much. So when I finished my O-level, little did my parents know, but I had a very strong ambition to go to a proper sports school that had the proper facilities and zeal and passion and love for the sports. That's when I left media and chose to go to Kapo. Remember, Kapo was the sports powerhouse, Kibuli was the powerhouse, Kololo SS was the powerhouse, Old Kampala was the powerhouse, Lubiri was the powerhouse, Chitovu was the powerhouse. So if you wanted, Nabumali was the powerhouse. So if you wanted sports, you wanted to identify with sports. So somehow I made my way to Kapo, and I think that's the time for me I blossomed at that stage as a person who was made for the sports world. Well, my life goes in Kapo. We do so many things. Of course, we tried everything else. I tried boxing, but it so happened that I think I was not meant for boxing.
Boxing. I did not know that. At times I have to remind myself not to annoy him.
I tried it, but in one of those trial games, a small guy, I think he was more gifted and had been at it, connected an uppercut on me, added me another one, gave me a third one. I said, you know what, let me stick to football, no the other sports. I gave up on boxing. Around the same time, that's when we had one of the big clubs peaking at the top in Uganda. This club was called Sports Club Villa. Sports Club Villa somehow shifted their home grounds to Masaka. Kapo was in Masaka, Sports Club Villa goes to Masaka. What does that mean? It automatically enrolled me as a Villa fan. So my love affair starts with Sports Club Villa till today when I'm an administrator at Sports Club Villa. Yeah, so time comes and I leave Kapo. I joined Makerere University. If Kapo was a haven of sports, when I joined Makerere University, I think I properly arrived to the home of sports. Yes, I went there to study, I got my bachelor's degree, but the main achievement I got in Makerere was sports. There's nothing I didn't do. I played rugby, I played football, I came as a footballer from Kapo, I played tennis, I played badminton, I played, then of course I discovered the game that I played today, the game that I'm carried forward to the later stages of my life, and that's the game of squash. That's the game of squash I still play. One particular event that I remember helped me begin to trace where I started my love relationship with the world of sports. When I was in P2, remember P2, classes stop at lunchtime at 1 o'clock. You go home Now, it so happened on that day that our school had a football match in the evening with another primary school. Now, for me, I just went with the wind. I didn't know what was going on. Nobody at home knew I'd gone for a football match. Lunchtime was that's when you go home. The school was just 10 minutes away. So if you leave the school at 1 o'clock, 10 past 1, you should be home. 2 o'clock, I was at home. 3 o'clock, I was at home. 4 o'clock, these two kids, 7-year-old kids, who were to be seen. My guys, my people at home got frightened. Like, where's the young man? So they go around, they walk around the town, they can't find him. They are now desperate, they don't know what to do. 5:30, here I am walking into my home from a football match. Excited, I didn't give a damn what was going on in the rest of the world. Now, of course, the frustration turns into relief and then anger. What followed after that, my behind can tell the story. Now, when we went to that stadium, the feeling I got, the image I saw, to today, it is stuck in my mind. Punditry, or in simple terms, call it sports analysis. I discovered it when I started working. And this also, I discovered by chance. I never trained in any school of journalism, but there was a time when there was an interview running on good old UTV. This interview was a question on a club that had won the European Champions League 3 times in a row. And that question had been running on TV. Remember, in our time, we didn't have internet, we didn't have mobile phones, so people could not research. It depended on the knowledge of the game that you knew. Now, that question ran for about 3-4 days and nobody was shooting it. So I called him. I'm seated on my bed, I called him and I give him the right answer. The answer is Bayern Munich. So when I gave the answer, I was called to the station to go and pick my phone. It's around then that one James Opoka, rest in peace, told me, but you man, I think you can analyze the game. He gave me my first game to analyze. The game was between Arsenal and Valencia. I remember that game, Valencia won it. They beat us on 1-0. From there, my story with punditry starts there. That's around 2000, the turn of the century. So it gives me the mileage and the opportunity to discover my talent. And of course at UBC, which gave me my first home, that was my mainstay. And I really give a lot of credit to UBC because they gave me an opportunity. They allowed me to blossom and bring out the talent that I had. Of course, with the generation of my other fellow talents of that time that were coming out. The pundits, remember, we were doing punditry minus internet. Today it's a bit different. All the information is all over. For us, you have to run to Bali, watch Villa and Bali Heroes. You come Masaka, watch Masaka LC. You go to Bulu, watch the game. Form your own opinion and come and give it on TV. This day is easier. You go get one on the internet and you talk. So from that time, I did punditry up to today. I'm still a pundit. So my journey, I discovered myself in there.
I got to know him on the squash court at Makerere University, where we went to study. He was a few years ahead of me.
I actually met him at the squash courts when we were still playing shelf. It's about 3 years ago. Then, we started playing, and then we became like permanent players on weekend.
And those are our mentors, the people who taught us how to play squash. The first people who taught us how to play squash. Though, of course, I can brag and say that as my teacher later on became better than him, I think.
Should have been a wrestler, not a squasher. But he's still good at squash.
We just had an interesting game of squash with my man Richard. And of course, this could change. I beat him again. That game, I beat him 3-2. But the moment on the court was quite engaging. Yeah, but I've had a good game of squash and I feel nice about it. The victory in Rwanda is the sweetest, beating an old rival. I'm looking at, I'm just going to rest again and then I have my second round. I've been playing against Remo, another of my old rivals. I'm hoping to deny him even a single point, but this makes my Saturday. So I'll just tell everybody out there, the only thing that you do that benefits you directly is something that you do for your body. So find some 2-3 hours every Saturday. Help your body. The rest will fall into place.
Nairobi. No escaping Nairobi. I love Nairobi. granuts. Kinyego. Give me kinyego with anything. Chapati with potato, garnish potato, sweet potato, anything. Give me granuts. Oh, Skalaga baril bwana. Sorry, I'm a sportsman. I'm supposed to be saying some other things, but my Taskalaga, I love it. 1 or 2 on a good Saturday. I started the name, it says Sports Club. Just add one more, Sports Club Villa. Newcastle United one. You're asking me the Pope is a Catholic. Saturday. 1, I do sports. 2, I watch sports. 3, I talk about sports. Saturday is my favorite day. Then I rest, of course. My second favorite day, interestingly, is Monday. What the people hate. You know, I like Monday because it rescues me from Sunday. Locally, the late Majidu Mosisi was my person. Currently, I'll adopt Tigerr because he's doing wonders. But in the international scene, I'm torn between Alan Shearer and Diego Maradona. But on a good day, give me Diego Maradona. I really just want to thank you guys who had to fish me out, Sportus Africa Limited. I think you guys are doing a good job. The way I see you going about your business, your professionalism, I think you're going places. Thank you, Sportus Africa Limited. But also, I want to use this platform to thank one big station called UBC. UBC TV, I am what I am today because of UBC TV. They gave me the platform, they groomed me, they paid me, they withstood my weaknesses, they exposed me. What can I say? Thank you very much, UBC. You are indeed a big network. So, sports has given me an identity. Sports has helped me discover my passion. Sports has made me travel the world and see places. I've been to massive stadiums in this world where I never thought I would ever get to. So all this I'm grateful because sports enabled me to have it. This is a message I really want to share with parents out there. Watch your children, see what they have to do. Their gift may not be in academics, may not be in sports, it could be something else. It could be in singing, it could be in acting, it could be in comedy. So we just need to shed off the traditional style and let them blossom. Going forward, if sports programs can be rectified at school level, the inter-schools that we grew up seeing would get the school things back. The foundation for sports is the youth. You do sports well when you're still a youth. So that the best way to do that is to tap it at the earliest root, at the grassroots, inter-primary school competitions. If we can revisit that framework. And of course it takes committing resources at the national level. This cannot be done by the private sector alone. So that's what I would say about my journey in sports and where I'm headed, the complete product. I was left to identify my own talent, I was left to believe in myself. And the youth, the kids out there, once you know you're good at something, it doesn't really matter what your parents say. You keep it. You can say something to please them, to manage your parents. But if you are passionate about something, pick it. Trust me, you'll be shocked where it takes you. So that's much as I can say in terms of sports. It's what I live with, and even as I close here, thank you.